Indian Sign Language interpreter with us. We've got two of them, but the screen is going to be pinned for everybody. Now, to make captioning and to make reading the captions easier for everybody, we will be sharing a Google document here on the chats where we will have captions manually written for everybody to go through it at their own pace. And this is it. We'll wait for a minute or two before everybody joins in, and then we can officially start the session. Again, thank you everybody who's joined us on Zoom and also everybody who's joining us from YouTube Live. We'll also share the Google document on YouTube Live chats. And then we can officially start. Again, thank you everybody who joined us on Zoom and also everybody joining us from YouTube Live. We'll also share the Google document live.
Big congratulations to Shruti Lata Singh today. She's featured in the Times of India.
Very true. Thank you very much, Raju Bhai. And a huge thanks to Dr. Satyendra. He was the one who initiated that. So
absolutely. In fact, one of our students is also featured there, Rupa.
Yes, Rupa as well from Saksham.
Noida School.
Now, if it's fine, now we're going to start the session. And to officially open the session and to say some words, I would like to invite Mr. Uttam Kumar. He is the CEO of Sense International India. Uttam, over to you, Uttam.
Thank you, Anamika, and good afternoon, everyone. Very warm welcome to this GRH launch, where we are doing launch at the regional level. A global level launch took place some time ago. And thank you very much for joining us here for the launch, where we will briefly talk about how did we develop this GRH, what is the purpose of GRH, and we'll run through how you can access different information related to deafblindness on GRH. So just to run through the process that we followed developing this global resource hub. We have tried to bring the information on deafblindness currently being developed by Sense International and family offices that we have. It talks about different aspects of deafblindness, not just about giving introduction, but taking various aspects of deafblindness where information has been published. So we followed a process to identify the resources what should go on the global resource hub. So as I said, these resources have been either developed by Sense International country offices or our partner organizations working on deafblindness, and also some of the contributions have been made by community we work with. So the theme that we followed to bring the information on GRH is like giving introduction about or understanding about deafblindness, how their life gets impacted by this condition, learning that they require and they have brought on or they have acquired. So when we look at this global resource hub, who is it for? So this primary stakeholder or primary function for this global resource hub to make information accessible for persons who are deafblind themselves. So all the accessibility features have been brought into this global resource hub, where the file is either in a PDF or Word, and it follows the guidelines provided by WCAG. So, and for videos, if you look at the videos, we ensure that the captions are there, sign language interpretations are provided, and transcriptions are provided. So all those accessibility features and all those needs have been well thought, and we have tried to bring in there. Having said that, I also want to inform the audience that this is work in progress. If you once you go through GRH and if you feel that the certain aspects needs to be improved, please let us know and we'll be very happy to work on that. The information is also aimed towards families because many a times they struggle to find reliable information on deafblindness. So families, special educators working with them, therapists that they're working with the persons with deafblindness and policymakers. So there are information on deafblindness which can be accessed or it can be helpful even in policy level decision making. Uh, to uh, to bring out this information on Global Resource Hub, we followed a checklist where team member of Sense International India and other country offices, we have gone through a very stringent list of checks which check about whether the headings that we are using is accessible or not, the fonts that we are using are accessible or not, whether it is useful. All texts are provided around the photograph, the contrast, structure, content related clarity, ownership details, everything have been checked and maintained. While going through, we have also ensured that personal identifiable informations are removed. So it becomes safe. It becomes, for the information that we have, persons with deaf blindness, their identity cannot be revealed. So those things we have followed. Once reviewed and approved, it is uploaded in two formats. One is for screen reader and one is for print. So depending on the requirement, depending on how we want to do it, it can be accessed. And the feedback section is also built in. So those processes that we have followed, and we hope that Global Resource Hub will be helpful to everybody, every one of us, whether we are practitioner, whether we are the persons with deaf blindness, their families, policymakers, everyone can use it. And today we will be mostly talking about the contributions from India and Hindi related information that we have there. But you will be finding that there are same information can be accessed in Nepali, Bengali, Swahili, English. Uh, so it's a kind of multilingual, and we have tried to bring in the information from across the globe. So thank you, and we look forward to your contributions. Even if you have more information on deafblindness, which you think that should go on Global Resource Hub, please feel free to recommend. Please feel free to share with us. And after going through the information, as I said, the checklist that we have, we'll be happy to link it with Global Resource Hub. So, so thank you, and yeah, over to you, Anamika.
Thank you so much, Uttam, for your insights and for walking us through the process that we follow for the Global Deaf Blindness Resource Hub. Now, I would like to invite Shruti Lata. Shruti Lata is part of the advocacy and network team here at Sense International India. Shruti, over to you.
Everyone, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
Shruti.
Yes, Shruti.
Okay. So, hello everyone. Namaskar from India. So, firstly, I would like to share being a person with deaf blindness, it is very challenging to access digital spaces. We have seen people around the globe who are visually impaired complain about inaccessibility of digital spaces. So when it comes to deaf blindness, now addition of hearing impairment, it is even more inaccessible. So we are not able to access a lot of information because most of it are in complex mode, complex text and all. That is why it is very inaccessible. And so it is important that the digital space must be made accessible. At least all the information about deafblindness or for information for deafblindness should be available at one platform that can be accessed by not just people with deafblindness, but those who are around them to be able to support them. And there are a lot of information that we seek each day, but then are unable to get. If it is available on one single platform, then it is better for people with deafblindness. Every day we see that most of the people with deafblindness are either limited to using some kind of apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, and all, but then they are not able to explore other websites. The reason is that the websites are having very much of complex text. And so, what exactly is the Global Resource Hub? As shared by Uttam Sir just now, it is a platform with accessible information. It is the first initiative, and it is just the beginning. And we depend on feedback as well for making it even more accessible. Here we will have information, important information, news, and so on for that is needed for people with deafblindness and even their family members. That can be used for development, that can be utilized for knowledge, and will be in very simple format. This information is very much important, and in deafblind community, the thing that is very much needed is the need of communication and the information sharing. So the website, hopefully in future, that we are hopeful about will ensure that this will be helpful for people with deafblindness to get as much information as they can. And also, I would like to request everyone, every fellow member with deafblindness in India to explore this website and see what in accessibility issue is still. If there is anything, please do reach out to us and let us know, and we will try to work on it and make it as accessible as possible, just like this launch. Thank you so much, and Anamika, over to you.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for highlighting how important it is for everybody, not just persons with deafblindness, to have access to user-friendly and accessible information. And that's exactly what GRH does. We are trying to bridge that gap. Now, I know we've been talking about GRH a lot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you through the platform so you can see for yourself how exactly the website looks and how exactly you can find the resources there. So I'm also going to paste the link here just in case you want to access it from your own devices. So when you land on the website, this is the home page. And to describe it real quick, on the left top, we have the Global Deafblindness Resource Hub written in bold. And on your right top, we have the navigation tab. In the navigation tab, we have resources, country information, accessibility support, and about us. And as Uttam has already mentioned, we have Global Deafblindness Resource Hub currently in 7 languages. We have got English, Spanish, Bengali, Hindi, Nepali, Romanian, and Kishwahili. We are working on adding more languages as we develop GRH. And here you get a quick info on GRH, what exactly it is and what you can expect from the website. And I know we talked about accessibility, and it is very important for us to make GRH Hub itself accessible. So the website has been built with the WCAG guidelines in mind. We have tested the website on multiple screen reader apps. We have kept a note of contrast and font, the type of it and the size of it that we've used. But we also understand that accessibility can mean different things for different people. So now to facilitate that, here we have got the accessibility support. Here, when you go through it, you can also go through the WCAG guidelines. You can see how you can make text bigger, how you can make a contrast suitable for you. Again, these informations and steps are there for multiple devices based on if you're using iOS or if you're using Android desktop, entirely up to you. And we have got different resources here that you can go through to make your device accessible. When your device is accessible, so is GRH. If the user is comfortable with the device, the way we have built the hub, it's going to be accessible. But again, we rely heavily on user experiences and feedbacks. And we want to, again, develop it based on the feedback that we get. Now, to move on to the resources, here I'm going to, because we are I'm going to walk you through some Hindi resources first. Here, when you land on the page, on your left, you will see we have got a filter here for you to go through the resources based on what you want to see. Because India is the only country that has submitted that has Hindi resources. So we've got India here as option to select. Then we've got 3 different thematic areas. You can, if you want to learn about life and learning, you want to learn more about deaf blindness, or you want to learn about technicalities and other aspects, we've got that as well. And then on the top here, we have the search bar. We can search whatever keyword you want, and a suitable resource will show up on your right. Now, I'm gonna quickly take you through one of the resources. Here, as I said earlier, because see, in 5 countries have submitted their resources in English, so you can choose from one. Here, I'm going to pick India, and then say I want to learn about incidental learning. And then I can search the word here, and then it shows me a resource. And then when I click on it, here you will see a little about the resource, what about publication and other aspects. Now, as I said, accessibility is very important for us. Here we have got 2 versions of the file. One is a PDF. When you open the PDF, it takes you to can you see the PDF? I hope you can. So when you open the PDF, again, it's a printable file. You can print it out, use it however you find appropriate. Now, this is the general find the standard where how resources are usually shared. Now, but because we have to make it accessible, we have Microsoft Word text only. On this file, we have kept in mind that it is as accessible as we can make it. So the headings and titles have been marked as heading and titles. We have kept a note of the type of font and the size of font that we are using. We have not used any decorative images. And if there are some images, some photographs which are crucial to the resource, we have marked them as we have marked alt text for them. So again, this is screen reader friendly. This is something that is accessible to users. And these are the 2 ways you can find the resources on the hub. Now, for a quick feedback, we have got a yes and no question at the bottom of the resource where you can let us know if this resource was useful for you or not. Because, as I've said earlier, we rely on user experiences, user feedbacks. Accessibility can mean different things for different people, but we want to make sure that our content is as accessible as we can, and we rely for that on you. At the end of the session, also, you will receive a feedback form, and we will forward you some links at the end after the meeting as well for you to go through and give your session. Now that we have done a quick walkthrough of the resource hub, I've also shared the link there. You can go through it at your own pace. Now we are going to move on to a very interesting discussion where we'll talk about the lack of accessible information and how important it is for persons with deaf blindness to have accessible information and how important digital accessibility is. Now, for that, it will be a moderated session, and I would like to invite Mr. Akhil Paul. He is the founder of Sense International India, and over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Anamika. Gaurav, I hope you're okay or you want to take a break. Okay, thanks. A big congratulations to everyone because we are celebrating the first International Day of Deaf Blindness. Thanks to another umbrella organization called the World Federation of Deafblind, and Sania, who is a great advocate. With them, they got the UN authorization for the celebration of 27 June as International Day of Deafblindness. You would remember that there had been no UN authentication to any of the days for on deafblindness. Earlier, we used to celebrate Helen Keller Day, but that was also not a UN declaration day. So this is a great recognition to deafblindness, and we are very grateful to World Federation for the Deafblind, their affiliate organization, which includes Sense International. So Kavita is there representing Sense International as well. Thank you very much, Kavita, for the support. And many countries, including India, the UN mission to India, and the India mission in UN, both collaborated with this application and voted in favor of it. It's a great day. Before going into discussion, I have a couple of people which need to be recognized who have joined us today. Number one, who is behind this global resource hub is Mr. Rupin Vadera of Nilambo Foundation. He has been the most active person because all of us who are involved in developing the hub, we know how actively Rupin Bhai has been involved in terms of giving feedback and also critical inputs to the hub. And most importantly, the money, the fund, which is required to create this kind of hub. We are very grateful to Rupin Bhai. He is there. We also have with us Mr. Sunil Sheth, our global chairperson of Sense International, in all the families of Sense International. He is also there. He has been the driving force in many countries, including India, to take the movement forward and always opening up the friend circles of his to donate generously to the work we do all across the country and the globe. So both of them, I'm very grateful that you could find time to join. And now coming to some of the leading speakers today who are going to share their words of wisdom and their concerns as well. So I've got handfuls in terms of the speakers. I've got Kavita, who is from UK, who's the director of Sense International UK. I've got Arman Ali, director of NCPDP, the only organization in the country which always talks about disability, and they are the ones who are famous for gate crashing any meeting which are not in support of people with disabilities. And I will go along and keep introducing people as they come. But first to Kavita. That Kavita, you have been involved in developing of the hub, and also you have seen the work it has taken for every one of us. Please share a few thoughts, what you feel in terms of the hub, its usability, and if we are having gaps, what are those gaps would be. So over to Kavita first. Welcome.
Thanks, Uttam. I'm delighted to be here. I think I want to start by saying that Sense International, we are a rights-based organization. So it is every person with disabilities' right to have access to information and to receive information in the way that is accessible to them. If you think about the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, it very clearly enshrines this right for people with disabilities. I think in a world where we have information being collated, summarized, delivered to us at the press of a button, I think we all have to stop and consider, how do people with disabilities access this information? Is this information, this digital learning that we rely on and take for granted every day, is it available and accessible to people with disabilities? I just want to say a study by the EU last year found that people with disabilities were 1.4 times less likely to use the internet for learning activities and about 1.2 times less likely to use the internet for finding services, goods, information, whatever is relevant to them. And this is far, like Shruti said when she spoke, that this is far exacerbated for people with deaf blindness, those with hearing and sight impairments. Interestingly, data from the UK shows that people with vision impairments are twice more likely to be digitally excluded than the general population. I'm sure we would all agree that such data would be much worse for low and middle income countries. While I spoke about the convention is ratified by 193 countries across the world. Its implementation, if I'm being generous, I would say its implementation is uneven. I think Uttam and Anamika and Shruti mentioned the web content accessibility guidelines, which exist. We all know it exists, but there is no real legislation that requires countries to adopt the WCAG guidelines. Most websites and applications that we see online that all of us access on a daily basis, they are inaccessible to most people with disabilities. I think at Sense International with this hub, and we as a global family have worked on it with the support of Nalambo Foundation. I think what we've done is we've stopped, considered, we've listened to people with deaf blindness, and we've created an accessible space for them and their support network so they can find the information they need. It's not just about deaf blindness or the rights of people with disabilities. It is much broader. It can give you access or knowledge about the latest technology that's out there. It gives you new news, books, whatever we as people without disabilities would access. It allows them access to the same news. I think our goal is that we want to fundamentally shift access to information through this hub. We want to shift access to learning and support for people with deaf blindness and their families and their networks around the world. I think in this kind of fast moving, fast changing digital world, we need to ensure that people with deaf blindness are not left behind.
Thank you. Thank you, Kavita. You're absolutely right. We need to make sure that whatever is available for people with deaf blindness as well. It's not just only the information on deaf blindness, but about the world, because we have to open the whole world. The information available to each one of us needs to be equally available to people with deaf blindness. Thank you very much for that. So we have uh, with us, while Kavita was speaking, dear friend and director of the National Institute for Empowerment of People with Hearing Disability from Mumbai, Mr. Suman Kumar has also joined, and he will also speak. He will also share his thoughts in a bit. But before Suman, I would like to go to Arman. Arman, what do you think in terms of you always invite Sense International India or people with deaf blindness in your rights-based discussions. Do you think a resource hub like this will also be useful for NCPDP in coming days? Arman, over to you, please.
Thank you, Akhil. And right, I want to start by congratulating all of us and everybody who is on this call and beyond for this very important day and an achievement of today being the World Day for Deaf Blindness. I am a firm believer, Akhil, that freedom is a collective thing. Either all of us are free or none of us are. So, in all that we do in the sector of people with disability, we cannot leave people with deaf blindness as afterthoughts. And in a time when technology and internet has taken over our life, I don't think that people who are deaf blind should be uh, kept out of this arena. Having said that, when we talk about people with deaf blindness, I must confess that my knowledge still is not what it should be to understand the issues and challenges of accessing education or employment or just mere information for a person who's deafblind. And my congratulations to Sense India International, to you, to Uttam, and the entire team of Sense India International for coming up with this global resource hub. I think this will open up opportunity for a lot of people with deaf blindness and families, and then also the disability sector and government in particular, who are framing policies and laws and so many schemes for people with disabilities. And now when the Supreme Court of India is making accessibility a fundamental right for people with disability, this resource center will play a very crucial role in days to come to ensure that education, employment, and services are accessible for people with deaf blindness. And I think this is just day one. I would like to offer, and I would request also that the link for this global resource hub should be also put on the NCPDP's website, so that all the people who come to our website are able to access the resource hub and build their understanding and awareness on deaf blindness. This is interesting times, and how your through your the resource hub, the census which is going to happen in 2026 April, people with deaf blindness can get a lot of resource around the issue of census and disability inclusion in particular. I would urge your team that there should be a particular section, and we should do some awareness about for the families and caregivers and persons with deaf blindness around the importance of census and disability enumeration in that. I think this is a lot that this global resource hub can do, and technology is a great enabler. This is I think I'm very happy and proud that I'm part of this discourse today, and part of the history that you are making from the Sense India International or Sense India in particular. So I would not take much of your time. I would like to listen in more and understand and learn, as I always do when I talk to you and your team. So congratulations once again, and my best wishes always. You please count me NCPDP in your team in whenever you talk about the rights and inclusion of people who are from deaf blindness. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you very much, Arman, for your very warm words and very encouraging words. Very grateful to you for taking out time. I know today is
Akhil
busy
sir,
for you as well. Thank you very
Akhil
much.
sir,
Yes, Gaurav,
yeah,
please.
just we are switching. Give me a moment.
Yes, yes, please. Welcome, Monica. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much for your time and support to us. Now, I would like to bring in Mr. Suman Kumar, who is director of the National Institute for Empowerment of People with Hearing Disabilities. Earlier, it used to be called the NIHH, famous name, National Institute for the Hearing Handicapped, the Ali Awarjan Institute. Suman Kumar is not new to the sector. He has been in various positions. He has worked on deputation with RCI and other institutes as well. So here is Mr. Suman Kumar, and I would like Sumanji to talk more about deafness and blindness together. We sit very closely either with NIHH and also with NIVH, the National Institute for the Visually Handicapped. So, and then there is a National Institute for People with Empowerment of People with Multiple Disabilities. Mr. Nachiketa Raut is going to join from there. So my main question or my main request to Suman Kumarji is that how do you think a resource like this will also help people with deafness along with people with deaf blindness? And if there is any additions to be made, we would look forward to your suggestions. Over to you, Sumanji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me. All the honorable dignitaries we have heard from Arman sir and Kavita madam before me, and then I was listening to the presentation given by madam about the resources. Sir, resource materials are the backbone, at least in our country, sir. And if we are referring to deaf blindness, it is required because it will give us a base for having knowledge, training, not only to person with disability, also to the caregivers, educators, and the person with deaf blindness will also get an access to these informations. And as Arman sir was just saying that the technology has changed and it has become more accessible. So if we are providing these kind of information, it will empower them. They can be also, they will be getting the access. And I could see from the website, sir, it is connecting people with deaf blindness to the world around them. This is the theme which has been put up in the Global Deafness Resource Hub. So this is already available in, I believe, about 7 languages. And as I was told that it is going to be developed in many more languages too. So, sir, uh, coming back to the resource is required, sir, and that too also in the discipline where research are still undergoing. So we need to have resources which will promote accessible technology, inclusion also, employment also, and this will also, as you have been fighting for policy advocacy. I remember since 1995, you have been fighting for this, and finally, your dream came true in 2016 when it was included as a part of RPWD Act. If I'm wrong, sir, please correct me, because we had a discussion on these issues that why this should not be considered. So, being an national institute, sir, we have been also trying to promote deaf blindness by skill training programs. As you are aware, that we are also running skill training program for them in partners with ACDB. So we need to promote, sir, this kind of initiative, and this is a very welcome initiative, and it coincides with the birth anniversary of Helen Keller as well as Rath Yatra. So I think it is very auspicious day on which you have chosen to begin this initiative. I would say this is a more of a revolution than the initiative, and I believe this will pave a way for others also to look for something which can give access to many people, not only in English, because most of the literatures are available in English, but this is going to be available in local language, colloquial language. So I think that will give more access to people who would take advantage of these kind of initiatives.
Thank you very much, Sumanji. Thank you very much for taking out time. And I would like to inform that under the able leadership of Sumanji, the Institute has given space to our dear friend Zamir and his organization, the Society for the Empowerment of Deafblind People, to run a training program. And this is going on at the moment. And we are fortunate to be associated with that. And I also recognize the presence of Zamir in today's meeting here. I also recognize presence of board member, Mr. Rajiv Raturi, who has been a very active advocate for people with disabilities, and it is his PIL which has led to the Supreme Court to give orders to the Government of India to make accessibility a mandatory issue, a mandatory guideline that needs to be done for all people with disabilities. So I'm very happy to recognize presence of Rajiv ji as well. Now,
Sir,
thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sir,
go ahead.
we are also having Purple Fair today at Palghar, sir.
Oh, in Mumbai, in suburbans
Yes,
of Mumbai,
yes,
Palghar.
sir. It's
Oh.
aspirational block, sir. So we are having Purple Fair to recognize the talent, dignity of person with disability. So we have invited about 200 participants for culture and sports events from all across the Palghar area, sir.
All right. So probably Helen Keller Institute must be participating in that from
Uh, Helen Keller Institute, they were all supposed to come, sir, but I think there is some issue with the traffic. So those people have got stuck somewhere, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Well done. Congratulations. Thank you very much for taking
Thank
out
you,
time.
sir. Thank you very much.
No, I will take this opportunity, Akhil, to say hello to Sumanji. I think he's left. Oh,
No,
he's
no,
here.
sir,
I
I'm
think
here.
it's been years that I have not met him. I had
So we'll
the
meet, sir.
yes. Next time in Bombay, I'll come and see you, Sumanji.
Please, sir. Next time in Delhi, I will come and meet you, or in Guwahati.
Please. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So now both of you need to pay the facilitation fee to Sense International India, okay?
Our pleasure, sir. We'll do that, sir.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And talking of money, sitting in Ahmedabad and talking of money is something which is natural. And on this, I would like to invite our Mr. Rupin Vadera of Nilambo Foundation and many foundations. He is supporting not only deafblindness, but many issues which affect people as well as other living beings on earth. So I would request Rupin Bhai, till the connection is fine and your weather is fine where you are, if you can take out some time and address us. Over to Mr. Rupin Vadera.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can see me. First of all, many congratulations to Sense. This idea of this hub was born about 5 years ago on a trek that Sense International had organized in Nepal. And from there, 5 years down the road, we've finally come to fruition with all the hard work of Sense and all the countries that Sense is involved in. So first and foremost, again, I would like to congratulate Sense International because this is something that I really, truly believe in. And all the comments all the speakers have made about the importance of this is absolutely true. This is the reason that this hub, I believe, is extremely necessary. I would like to emphasize a couple of points. The young lady Shruti made this point, and I think it's very important. This is just the beginning. This is not only a resource hub, which is extremely important, extremely valuable for everybody, deafblind people, people around them, families, support people, etc. But it is a lot more than that. We on a daily basis are living in a technological world. We get used to getting up in the morning and picking up our phone, checking Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever it may be. And that's what I want this hub to be for deafblind people and their people around them. Not just for the resources, but to connect with the world, to be part of the world, to connect with each other, which is the next stage that I would like to see develop, which I know Sense International will work on. So all of this is to bring together the community and for deafblind people to be part of it. One or two other points that were also mentioned, which I wasn't aware of, so I'm learning a lot from being part of this, that the government has introduced, or rather the High Court has directed the government to introduce in certain laws. Another point that was mentioned was job opportunities. Why shouldn't that be advertised on this hub by the private sector? Other things that were mentioned as well should be part of this hub. So it's not just a resource hub where you can get information, but it is also something that is part and parcel of daily life of deafblind people and their support groups, the families, etc. I think somebody mentioned there's a census that's going to be conducted in India next year. Well, I think that one, it's a great opportunity to keep promoting this particular hub, but also at the same time for this hub to play a vital role in it. So maybe a registration can be part of this hub, which can provide the necessary data to this census as well. These are just one of many ways that this hub and the people interacting with it, it has to be part and parcel of the daily life. And this hub has to be part and parcel of mainstream society, not only in India, but around the world. So these are just things that I know will happen. They'll take time and it'll take involvement in terms of promotion, input, suggestions from everybody. And I really hope that everybody put in their inputs, their thoughts, support it, promote it, spread this around as much as possible, because that's what it is for. And the central part of it is for deaf-blind people to be part and parcel of mainstream life in society, not just a resource hub. But all of this will develop. It's as Shruti said, this is just the first step. So once again, congratulations to Sense International. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much for making it happen. Something that I really wanted. And I know it's been a lot of hard work, but you've done a tremendous job. And I'm absolutely thrilled and very, very proud to be part and parcel of this whole process. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Rupin Bhai. Thanks a lot for your really very encouraging words and also suggestions. As you said, we will definitely look into the ways we can expand the usability of the hub in various other ways. As Uttam said, this is just a work in progress, so we will continue to take feedback and improve it as and when we can do it, definitely. Thank you very much for taking out time, Rupin Bhai, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Monica, you okay, or you want to take a break? You're okay. Okay. So now moving on to the one of the rarest occasions when a country would set up an institute for people with multiple disabilities. There are not many countries who have done that. But the government of India set up National Institute for Empowerment of People with Multiple Disabilities. And I was fortunate to be part of setting up of the institute. And I'm very proud to introduce its director, Mr. Nachiketa Rao, who is there today. And being one of the closest institutes working with people with multiple disabilities and deafblindness, I welcome you to share your words, Nachiketa ji. Thank you.
Namaskar, and thank you, Akhil Rai. It's always a pleasure to see you. And thank you, Monica ma'am, for interpreting it. You know, having an interpreter on emphasizes the fact that until and unless we get connected by some means or the other, there is, we cannot make 1 + 1 11. It will be 1 + 1 2 only. So today, it's indeed a very wonderful day, because somebody like Helen Keller Madam was born today, and she was the one who proved that if you can get communication in place, then everything will fall in line. So the deafblind population, a very rare population. Since morning, we have been having multiple number of conferences, seminars, where we have been propagating that people in the normal public should be knowing that there is a population known as deafblind population. Their needs are different. They use a forehand sign language. Once they have something like a orbit reader with them, it makes a real difference. And fortunately, we have a very visionary secretary with us who is bent upon getting all the technologies for this deafblind population so that they can get connected to the entire world. With us, we have some people who have excelled being deafblind. He may be Mr. Miranda or Mr. Mahadevan, who were groomed up at NIPMED, and now they have been associated as special educators or as assistant professors with us with the help of technology. And just because somebody thought, yes, a bit of push to the different corners needs to be given, and people with deafblindness can prove them. So today, introducing this global hub for deafblindness and the resource center for deafblindness would be promoting many more people with deafblindness to join the mainstream society and to contribute to the society so as to make the society a richer place. With these words, I would like to congratulate Sense International, Akhil Saab, Uttam Saab, and the entire team who have come here together and are bringing all of us together so as to empower people with deafblindness. Thank you, one and all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Dr. Achiketa Raut, for your words. And also, I know that since morning, you have been busy. You had a webinar on deafblindness as well. So thank you very much for taking out time and sharing your word of wisdom with us. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite someone who has been associated with Sense International for a long time in terms of a guide, a friend, a philosopher, an enabler. That is Mr. Sunil Sheth. I would request you to share a few words on this occasion as well. Sunil Bhai.
Your introduction was great, but I didn't actually recognize myself with that. I thought you were going to be introducing somebody else. So you've caught me by surprise here. Rupin talked about this idea germinating on the trek that we went to in Nepal. And the theme of the trek was actually leave nobody behind. And I think that is basically what inspired all of us to kind of, and particularly Rupin, to work on this particular project, that we have a resource hub where we ensure that everybody is able to participate in life, in information particularly, and in communication. And it's a fantastic job that's been done by the various countries in which Sense International operates. Everybody from the London hub to the 8 other countries where we operate, they've all participated in putting this resource hub together. And for that, obviously, a lot of effort, as Rupin has mentioned, a lot of effort has been put in, and it's just it's fantastic. And I'm really happy and really pleased that it's come together in such a good way. And they will, as other speakers have mentioned, there will definitely be ways to improve, to expand, and I'm looking forward to seeing the hub develop into a bigger and better sort of concept. So many congratulations once again, and I hope everyone is well too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sunil Bhai. Thanks a lot. And I can see that you don't have any access problem. You are speaking from somewhere in space. That's
I think Rupin has just mentioned that he thinks that I'm basically looking completely spaced out, which is probably the case too. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is technology, isn't it? I can basically be anywhere or show myself to be anywhere, which is nice. Thank you. I'd rather be on a beach or in Ahmedabad, maybe not in Ahmedabad, but on the beach. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Now, coming to one of the board members, Mr. Rajiv Raturi, as I shared with you, very zealous activist for people with disabilities. And we're very fortunate to have him as a board member. Rajiv Bhai, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you, Akhil, and big congratulations to all in Sense for the launch of this Global Hub Resource Center on deafblindness. And also a big congratulations for today's day being recognized as the UN Day for Deafblindness. Nothing much to add in terms of the international advocacy which has been happening, but certainly if I could add on to the national advocacy that Sense has been undertaking over the years. Great work, fantastic work under the leadership of Akhil. I remember we were part of the Disability Law Committee when we were drafting the law, and how at every stage Akhil has pushed the issue of deafblind people. And we did find deafblindness being mentioned in the Act, a reservation for people with deafblindness in the Act. So great work being done by Sense. I also had the opportunity of meeting a lot of the parents groups, educators, people with deafblindness. In fact, that's my first interaction with deafblind youth, I being blind myself. And it was really amazing for me to be able to communicate with Sense. Now, this global hub, which you're launching today, is going to be a great benefit to all people with disabilities and, of course, people with deafblindness. And I wish you all the success. Congratulations to all in Sense again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rajiv Bhai. Thanks a lot for your very encouraging words. It has always been a pleasure to have you in our meetings and events, because you connect with us on one-to-one basis, on the basis where the issues issues need to be discussed. So that's what keeps us on our toes. Thank you very much for being there for us.
Thank you.
Now I would request Shruti, because she spoke first about, a little bit about Hub, but being a deafblind person and someone who has experienced a different kind of deafblindness, now after her cochlear implant, she has a different experience of deafblindness. So how do you think a resource hub of this kind would help you or friends like you who are out there? Shruti, over to you.
So again, hello. And thank you, Akhil sir. A very happy World Deafblind Day to all. And as we reflect on this day, I would like to share a quick incident or experience. So long time back when I had good vision and hearing, I was actually able to access the websites and was actively looking for solutions and was very active in finding out whatever was there on the web and engaging in things and so much more. But then I noticed that last few years I had slowed down on that and my interest had gone down. I was like, what has happened to me? Why I am like that? Am I getting too old for that? But then I realized that it was the issue of inaccessibility. So, and many people out there are still struggling with the same thing. Oh, our interest in the digital space goes down when it is not accessible. Hence, a resource hub like this is very much important. Once it becomes accessible, then we get interested. We explore more, we get more information. And in today's world, when all the information we get is there online, then we need to access it. And we should not be left behind. Our voices are not are also very much important, and that will be taken care only when everything is accessible and we are able to put our voices and we are able to understand what is going on around us. So the technology is very much important. As Akhil said that I'm now a cochlear implant user. I am able to access it better with screen readers, and if I take it out, I can experience also what is the experience of without cochlear implant user. So in all ways, as we are beginning to make the digital space accessible, at least at one space like this global resource hub, which is a great example of accessibility, especially for the most underrepresented and most left out group, that is the community of people with deafblindness. Because we need a lot more than just the screen readers. We need simple language, we need sign language, lot of things that we need, and it depends on individual needs of people with deafblindness. And this global resource hub is a perfect example that it can bring accessibility. And I am pretty sure that in future most people with deafblindness will be able to access it and will be using it to get most of it, get the information that they need, at least what is happening in their country, what is happening in other countries, so that they do not feel left out. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Shruti. Thanks a lot for always speaking your mind. That's what helps us in thinking about what to do next. Thank you very much. Monica, I'm just asking if Gaurav is replacing you.
No, sir, I'm all right.
All right, thank you very
You
much.
can continue.
So now is the time that I would like to open the session for your feedbacks or questions if you have, because I see many people, young people with deafblindness, like Ankit, Zamir and all. There are parents in the hall. Also, there are special educators, physiotherapists, other therapists here, and also on the YouTube channel. So if you have any questions or anything which you like to add to make the discussion richer, this is the time. If you raise your hand, my colleagues would identify you and you'll be able to, at least we can have at the most three. I think Anamika said 3 or 4 questions. That's what I remember. She is my boss today. So if there are any questions, please feel free, or anything you want to add. Anamika, if you want to add anything.
No, no, we can take 2, 3 questions. Yeah.
If anybody can see any hand or any question, please feel free to identify and allow them to speak, please.
I don't see any question on YouTube.
Okay.
I think language is not a problem. You can ask question in Hindi if you're not comfortable with English or any other language.
Okay. I just got a message from Shireen. They had a poll going in the YouTube channel, which had a question and 4 options. So, Shireen, would you like to explain that if you are online?
Sharon is not on the call.
He's not
Okay.
around.
Yeah.
So, the question was, what do you hope to use the resource hub for? And the 4 options: number 1, option learning and awareness; number 2, training and education; 3, policy and advocacy; and 4, sharing with others. And the percentage we got, please, Sharon, if you get, okay, no, you can't. And then there was another question about the feature. Which feature of the global GRH excites you most? So highest 50% have said multilingual accessibility. 25% mentioned community involvement. 12% said resource library. And another 12% said lived experience. So this is what exciting them. I haven't got the answer for the first question yet. So Shireen probably will be table. You're calculating that, Shireen? Okay, the first poll is going on, still going on. Okay.
Polls are still going on.
Yeah.
We can take questions if anybody has at this point. Or
I don't see anyone raising their hands. Either we have not activated that option in Zoom, or
is people can ask questions even through their Zoom chats or turn on their cameras or raise their hands.
okay. Ankit, I see Ankit from Goa. Ankit, do you have anything to add? He's one of the most active deafblind adults. I think he is also a position holder in the local network in the adult deafblind group. Ankit, can you unmute yourself? Probably Anand would be there, his father with him. Anand, can you? I don't see. All right. So I think, Ankita, you have any question? No. All right. So over to you, Anamika, for the rest of the session, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for sharing their insights and experiences. Now that we don't have any more questions, I would like to believe the session that all the questions were answered during the session itself. But even after the session, if you feel you have something you want to ask, you can share it on our email address that I'm going to drop it in the Zoom chat. Ankit is here with us now, I think. Yeah. Ankit,
Ankit
if you
is
want to
here.
speak,
Yeah.
Hanji.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Hello, Ankit. Hello.
Hello. Nên muốn nhớ muốn là để nhớ đi để nghe để về lên một nhớ nhớ. Nên nó là nó nghe là về đó. Nên muốn nhớ một là nhớ là.
Ankit says that he doesn't have a question, but this initiative of having a hub, he likes it. He is very much liking it. Ankit, or?
Yeah, em một mấy nhớ nghe đi một này.
For gathering information, this hub is very important. Yes, thank you. Anything else?
Thank you to India.
Thank you to
India.
Thank you very much to Sense International India. Thank to you, Ankit. Please use it. Make sure that in your youth group, you people दूसरों के साथ भी share करना. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There is a question on YouTube. I have pasted in chat. So the question is about, is there any other global resource hub that focuses on deafblindness?
There is a question from YouTube. Is there any other global resource hub that focuses on deafblindness? There are portals which are available in terms of giving information about deafblindness. There are portals available who give information about one area of deafblindness, like when you are having congenital deafblindness, means deafblind by birth, or acquired deafblind, you acquire deafblindness later. There is a very old portal which is called the A to Z of deafblindness. That is also there. But the difference between the hubs which are available and the hub that we are talking about today is exactly what Rupin Bhai was saying, and Kavita also mentioned, and Shruti mentioned, that it's not just about deafblindness, it is about life. It's bringing them at the equal footing like you and me. You know that when we open a portal, when we get information on a click of button or one sentence on Google, we get the information. That kind of hub we would like to create, which is in one portal, all these informations are available through connections. We are not saying that everything will be developed by Sense International, but we'll be able to access these information and make it available through this portal. So that's the major difference. Thank you. Any other question you spot, Uttam? All right. So Anamika has mentioned that if you have any other question, then you can, she has given her email ID, you can send it to her and we'll get back to you with our response. Mind you, we might not have all the answers, nobody has that, but we'll try and connect. If we don't have answer, we'll try and connect you to people who might have the answers. So over to you, Anamika. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now that we are nearing the end of the session, I would like to invite Mr. Biju Matthew. He is the COO of Sense International India for his close-up remarks and sort of start the feedback form with him. Over to you, Biju.
Thank you, Anamika. We are really lucky to have this launch on this day when this is the first international day of deafblind people. And when we were planning for this event a couple of months ago, we were not very sure that this would happen, because we were all sending our representations to the UN when the decision was going to be made. But ultimately, we are there. That this has been announced as the International Day, and what better day for us to launch the global resource hub on deafblindness. To me, I think this is an attempt by us, Sense International Global family, to democratize the digital space. Because, as Kavita mentioned in her opening remarks, that information is a right. It's a right for everyone. And though we have the digital accessibility guidelines, it's not completely implemented. We rarely see digital content that is accessible. And today we have had a great set of speakers who have spoken a lot of things, and a few things that I have kind of jotted down as a to give a summary. Kavita mentioned, as I said, information is a right, and digital accessibility is key going into the future. And for deafblind people, which is a very complex disability, accessibility of digital information is sometimes, or most of the times, it is very, very important. Arman spoke about, deafblind people cannot be left behind within the disability sector. Deafblind people are even face a lot of challenges, and this hub can also be used by the government while framing policies. He did mention about the census and how this hub can be used to spread awareness about about being counted when the census people come in. We had Suman Kumar talking about the importance of resource materials, be of any kind. And this one is the digital version of the resources. And he emphasized that it's not only for persons with disabilities and deafblindness, but also information and resources are key for family members, for professionals, for teachers, and so on. And Rupin Bhai mentioned about this, how the idea was born 5 years ago. And if you look at it, it took us 5 years to reach where we are. And that shows the amount of effort that has gone into creating this hub. And all through this, we've kept deafblind people at the center of everything that was put into this hub. We have kind of woven this hub around deafblind people, so that it, as he said in his own words, that the hub has to connect deafblind people with each other. And the unlimited potential and possibilities for this hub in terms of future developments, what we could do, how we can build this hub further. So those are some of the key points that has emerged from today's discussion. And I also recognize Shruti's contribution in today's launch, but also in the development of this hub. From a user point of view, she has contributed along with the team in India and globally, where we are in 8 countries. It's been a global effort that has come to fruition today. I would like to thank a few people who have contributed today. I'd like to thank Kavita Prasad, the CEO of Sense International, um, being the head of the Global Sense International family. She has played a crucial role in getting this hub together, coordinating with a lot of the teams spread across 8 different countries. So a big thanks to Kavita for uh, that we have this hub uh, live today. Today is the India launch of this hub. We have had the global launch earlier. Uh, Also like to thank Rupin Bhai for Akhil has spoken before. He's been the fuel or the power behind this hub. So a big thanks and appreciation for you believing in us, believing in Sense International to build this hub. And here we are. We are equally happy as you are that we are able to bring this hub up and running. Our panelist, Mr. Nachiketa Raut from NIPMED, is the director of the National Institute for the Empowerment of Persons with Multiple Disabilities. Thank you very much, sir, for taking your time and addressing us and giving us your views and supporting this hub. Mr. Suman Kumar, he is the director of the Ali Yavar Jung Institute for the Hearing Impaired. We have Arman Ali. He is the executive director of the National Council for the promotion of employment of persons with of deaf disabled people. Thank you very much, Arman, for your time and for your views and supporting the hub. Uh, our board member, Mr. Rajiv Raturi. Thank you very much, sir, Rajiv sir, for joining in and for your inputs. Sunil Sheth is the global president of Sense International. Thank you very much, Sunil Bhai, for taking your time and sharing your views with us. We also thank members from the media who are covering this event. And today only we have had a great piece in the Times of India about deaf blindness and the work that we are doing in India. We also thank the audience, the people who have joined in, deafblind people, family members, special educators, and others who have joined in. Thank you all very much for taking out time. And finally, we have feedback that will be shared with you all. Please take a couple of minutes to give us your feedback. This would help us improve the hub, your feedback on the hub, how we could do it even more better. That would be very helpful. Akhil, you have your hand up, please.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to share this while the panel discussion was on. Initially, we had planned for this event along with our messengers of the messengers on cycle, or cyclothon, which always keep in this week, but unfortunate plane crash. After that, a plane crash in Ahmedabad, we decided to postpone it and make it a simpler sort of ceremony rather than a big ceremony. We have postponed our cyclothon for July, 27 July. And second thing I wanted to talk about was we wanted to thank Microsoft. Unfortunately, their representative could not join us today for this discussion. They were willing to participate, but unfortunately, some unforeseen condition, they could not join in. And at the same sort of spirit, I would like to thank all the colleagues who have joined from UK, Wendy, and I see there are other colleagues from UK. Thank you very much for taking out time. Over to Anamika for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I have dropped the feedback form in the Zoom chat. You will also receive it via an email after this call. I would again like to thank Monica ji, Gaurav ji for their interpretation services. And I hope after this call, you do visit the Global Deaf Blindness Resource Hub. Drop us your feedback. It will only help us improve it and stay connected to the GRH Hub. And again, a very, very thanks to everybody who's joined us today. Have a good day. I hope you have a lovely weekend. That's it from us. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
Thanks for
Bye.
joining.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Kavita.
everybody. Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks.
Balaji. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
गौरव को छुट्टी दे दी मोनिका.
Thank you so much and congratulations आप सभी को.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Thank
Monica.
you.
Thanks
Thank you, Monica.
for the help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monica.
Welcome.
शिव सर, आप ये रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप, मैंने पॉज तो कर दिया. आई डोंट नो वेयर टू सेव इट. आप
यस
ये
यस
कर दीजिए.
क्लाउड पे है, नो प्रॉब्लम.
Thank you,
Anamika, well
Tanvita,
done.
and all for captioning also.
Well done, Anamika. Well done.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, well
You
done.
did
Well
well,
done,
well.
Anamika.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well done, well done.
Excellent.
Thanks to everybody. I think all of us did really well. Only if we'd have gotten more questions. But I think that just leaves us with the thought that our session was really well explained.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, really thank you to Mehak and Tanmita and Deepak sir for doing the captioning,